it's Kalia here. It is Sunday. I'm trying to wrap up everything I'm doing. I am trying it out in a real way today because I'm, trying to just do as much work on all my kids as I possibly can. And I think I worked on something on every single kid today. But anyway, catching up on videos. I saw 2 really cool questions. Reborn tags, whatever you want to call it. I love questions. I feel like it's interesting and you hear everybody's opinions and I just like the conversation. I talk a lot and I like to talk with other people with like interests and stuff. So that's why you'll see me doing reborn tags and stuff. But anyway, 2 questions. Boxing and I think it's just kind of saying boxing videos, just having to do with, not boxing videos, my bad. Boxing in terms of what do you like, how much stuff, and if you care how much stuff your artist puts in it and stuff. And then the question about how do you choose your reborns. So the second question would probably be a little bit easier to ask. Both questions for me, just a disclaimer. I feel like I'm on a flip because I'm like half collector, half artist. So it's like, I have just a little bit different idea, or I can hold opposing views. I don't know if I said that right. I don't know what the word for that is, but I have that a lot. I'm an Aquarius. So I tend to be able to hold opposing views at the same time. But, so when choosing reborns for me, I really love ethnic dolls. That's just all. Before I even started making my own, that was always my preference. So, and those tend to be the most expensive. So, but just in general, when it comes to ethnic dolls, of course, everybody wants details. But for me, I think when I'm thinking about details, some of the stuff that I don't, well, quote unquote, look for, or I'm trying to create, of course, is skin tone or texture. But I think Miss Serenity and MLA have said this before in different videos. Not just an overall one color solid, but the variations that come in people of color and minorities, like even, people who have a really nice chocolate skin tone are not one color or one, even tone all the way around, and babies will never be that. So not usually, it's very rare. And then it's also going to be the detail that you can get in the kit. And I think MLA had hit on that. She was saying how at first she was all about the face and kind of like that finished product. But then once she got more familiar with the kits, it's about the kits now. Because, you see the kits and it's like, ooh, you can envision where or like how they can be. Now that I have started to paint them and things like that, that's definitely what I look for, to be honest. I've realized that lots of babies that you see in prototypes and different sculpts, they can look like aliens, they can look ugly, and it's like, ooh, that's an ugly baby. But it's like, I don't even look at it like that no more, because it's like, I bet you I can make that baby ethnic, or, however I want to reborn it. But you'll get a vision, or I'll get a vision. And it's like, bam. So for me, it's probably going to be definitely those 2 now. It's going to be about the kit, if the kit calls to me, and then also like what I'm feeling. So, and I also say, this question is loaded for me, because it's like I look at reborns for like what I would like to create. And it doesn't necessarily need to be for myself. It doesn't mean I want it for my own personal collection. But it's like sometimes I just see a sculpt and it's like, oh, I feel like I could do this with it. I want to create this child that I see in my mind. And then I hope I can sell it. So, and then other times I see kids and it's like, I need this in my life for my own personal, survival. So yeah, that's me on like choosing reborns. The other question about the box packing, Miss Serenity had a really good video. I think I've seen MLA Loves on this too. because I said so. There's a couple people who, or wait, I don't know if she did a video on that. There's so many videos I watch, like, you know what I mean? Like, whenever you pick to catch up on your videos, you watch so many videos. But, I know Miss Rooney made some good points, because I think I watched her videos last, so maybe that's why I keep saying her name. But that's okay. But basically, I think that question was about, do you get mad, or what is your take on what's in your actual box packing? I think a lot of you guys know my very first doll was an Ashton Drake doll. So, of course, factory, professional, whatever, painted. It's not a real reborn, I think, as some people would put it. I think it depends on who you are, but some people kind of consider them the entry, kind of wet behind the ears when you're trying to get into reborning. Ashton Drake dolls are not real reborns. So, and now that, of course, that I'm doing a lot of the artistry and making my own, I would agree with that. But anyway, she came in a box, of course. She didn't come with nothing. But it didn't bother me, because I think one of the good points that I heard was, like, a lot of people have their own style. So it's like most people are going to go out and haul. I definitely did that. Went to Once Upon a Child and did a great haul, like a beast. I think I got like a whole spring summer wardrobe and a bassinet for like $40. All her clothes that she needed for those 2 whole seasons. But then when I sold my first baby, I think that's when it clicked for me. I want to say maybe like the artist side, because I wanted to make sure that my customer who's buying this feels appreciated, and they don't feel like, I'm just sending them this product and I don't care, I have your money now, that sort of thing. So I guess I did kind of go into presentation mode. I wanted the box packing to look nice. And it's funny because it really didn't happen until it was like, okay, it's time to send this doll. I just went into the mode of packing the box. I feel like that's so, you know what I mean? It's like 50-50. Anyway, when it comes to like sending it out versus receiving it in. But I know my biggest priority though, even with doing that box packing, was making sure that baby, because that was the very first reborn I had ever made, and she was definitely very much loved. Even though it hadn't really been negotiated, I touched her up like as much as I possibly could, because I wanted her detailing to be as good as it could be. Her blush brightened a little bit. She was extra sealed, made sure her hair was sealed like just a few more times. Just things like that, getting her ready so she can be well loved by her mommy. So I feel like it does. It just kind of comes down to the baby being the most important thing in the box. Oh, another good point. I think MLA Loves and Miss Sereni had talked about the lady on Facebook who was saying how like she felt really bad because she couldn't fit a whole bunch of things in her box packing, like she couldn't afford it. And I feel her. I really feel her, because this is one thing I thought about too. Depending on how much you are selling your reborns for, I'm not an established artist or anything like that. I don't have like guaranteed clientele or customers, knocking at my door. So it's like, if you're selling your reborns like that, I completely understand where she's coming from, because, that's a lot of money coming from the sale. If you don't have stuff like that just on hand, you know what I mean? 2 pacifiers or 3 pacifiers, however many you add in there, hair bows, an outfit. And if it's standard, you know what I mean? 1 pacifier, 1 extra outfit, maybe a hat. That's really good. But I have seen some box packing videos or unboxings where they have like 4 outfits, 3 pacifiers, hair bows, shoes. And I feel shoes are expensive, or can be. I don't know if I would ever put shoes in a box unless that baby had really truly been paid for, because everybody knows that people try to haggle prices when it comes to reborns. And so I think especially when you're buying from like independent artists that are not famous or anything like that, I feel like everybody's always wanting a good price, and it's like you expect those artists to give you a good deal yet you want a full boxing experience. Okay. So I that's what I was gonna say. That lady, I could definitely feel where she was coming from, and I don't know if that was the case. That's just one of the things that popped into my head, because when you're like an up and coming artist, you're trying to get your work out there. So I'm with her. Like, the most important thing in that box is the work. It's nice to do a presentation, but I think it's kind of rude, to be honest, to like be mad. Now, of course, I'm not into silicones. That's just not my thing. They are super expensive and super detailed and stuff like that. So now, if you're paying $6,000 for a baby, between $2,000 and $6,000 for a baby, maybe you do expect there to be high-end, hand-knitted, handmade clothing. I kind of see where you're coming from. I definitely see where you're coming from, but I also know silicones are ridiculously hard to make and paint. So that's a completely different ball game. But there was a video I watched, and I cannot remember who this was, so I apologize. But I know the lady was talking about that because, people haggle prices, right? And she was just saying how, people expect to get so much from the Reborn artists, but people don't realize that almost all sales are a good sale, even when the artist is making some profit, because, the thing that costs the most is going to be time. You can't get time back, and it's the most expensive thing. And if you were to pay an artist an hourly wage for how much time went into their doll, especially think about it, if it's a custom, she was like, you're always going to come out at like 800 or 1,000 or above. And I never thought about it that way. How many hours do I spend on making a doll? If I could think about, because I've made almost 4 Reborns now, and I have kids, I'll be on my like 6th and 7th. My very first Reborn, I know for a fact, because it took 48 hours. If I were to just count up all the hours it took to root her hair, and if you go to Gigi's page, because I said so you can see Aubrey, or I think her name is Cassidy now, I feel like I did a pretty good job rooting that hair. She has a full, thick head of hair, but that's hair alone. That's not painting, that's not nothing else. She's right. So it's like, people want these like nice prices for these babies, and it's like, people don't think about the work, especially if you're getting an ethnic Reborn or an ethnic silicone baby. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant or anything. It's just thoughts that popped into my head, because I thought this was such a good question, because it makes you think as a collector, and if you're an artist too. I thought it was a good question. I'm not trying to make this video super duper long. I'm supposed to be rooting his hair. I'm supposed to be rooting this baby's head. But you see, my mind just gets going, because that's like a good conversation piece for me. So anyway, that's my take on it. Personally, if it has a lot of stuff in the box packing, it's cool, but it's not a necessity. I want that work to be bona fide. I would pay you, you know what I'm saying? Because, I feel like, I don't know if prices are hacked up for a lot of artists to include more stuff or not, but I would pay you that good flat fee if, my baby's going to be spot on, versus trying to spend more money because you're going to add more stuff in my box, or, whatever the case may be. And as an artist too, I'd rather spend more time trying to get your baby right than, like, worrying about what's going to go in your box packing, other than like, some binkies and stuff. I think it's weird that people want diapers, because everybody does diapers differently. I don't even like diapers. I prefer cloth. And you know what I mean? That's never going to get thrown away. So I never even use regular diapers on my Reborns. But that's just me. That's just me. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I enjoyed talking to you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me ramble. This is what I do. I'm definitely going to post this under Miss Serenity's page, and really kind of like as a video response. I like doing video responses for people. I think it's cute. So, but of course, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch. And definitely, hit me up if you have answers to the question too about, unboxing question, and how do you choose your reborns. See ya.